Welcome to our QR video sequence. I am the owner here and one of the lead developers of this product. Hopefully we're going to teach you a little bit about building with a woody log building system. We appreciate you watching, and hopefully you're going to learn something about building your dream log cabin. The last step in installing your window now, and you don't have to do this right during the install process, you can do it once you get inside. But as far as this sequence goes, we just got done showing you how the window goes in the opening. Now the last thing we do is insulate this void here. But before we do that, we're going to screw this window, the bottom flange, to that filler block we put in. So we're going to put 3 or 4 screws in there. And that now secures the window to the outside filler block. So you'll be able to reach in there. These screws only have to be about a 3/4 inch long or something like that. Now, if you remember that seal, the sill sealer we put in there, it folded around the flange. Now that flange, we actually are screwing that flange tight to the seal. The second piece of seal gives us a real good seal there again. When we talk about any buildings, we talk about air infiltration. The R value is one issue, and we'll have a whole segment on R values. But what's more important in any building, be it a commercial building, be it a residential building, be it a cabin, is air infiltration. When the wind blows, can air get in? That's your biggest source of heat loss in a building. So that's why you've seen us pay so much detail to seals and sealant and those kind of things. So this window is totally installed. Al has secured the bottom fin into that outside sill block we put in, that same block that held the flashing. Now we're ready to put the actual sill in. Before we do that, we're going to insulate this cavity with some batt insulation. Just stuff it full. You'll have all kinds of insulation kind of scrap around, laying around the job. Don't be bashful with this, gob it in there real good. Some folks will take some leftover great stuff and squirt that cavity full too. So if you got that, that's a good thing to do. You got a can that's near empty or something like that, that can be used also. But you'll have either the great stuff or batt insulation along. That's packed in there. What goes on here now, this is technically called a stool. Actually, people would call it a windowsill. So if I refer to a windowsill or a stool, same thing. Stool is a technical term for it. So this comes in your phase 1 kit. Regardless if you get the windows from Cabintek or not, this is part of your phase 1 kit. It's a natural edge. We don't necessarily pick anything out special. We try to get stuff with character. Natural edge means this was the outside of the tree. So you can see we got knots and we got things hanging out. Just kind of a neat looking thing. You'll get different widths. Sometimes over a kitchen sink you want to put a little wider one. You want to put a flower up there or that kind of thing. So we have a couple options. These are all cut to width, 48 inches. That just sits right on top of the sill log. But before we do that, you may want to clip the ends off of here, and I'm going to mark these and have the guys clip it over on the tables, over on the chop saw. This could be clipped at 45 degrees, 30, whatever you want to do. Now, if you had another window on this wall coming out, we'll show you that in another sequence, you'll have to miter at 45 degrees right at this corner, because the next sill that goes over here is going to need that relief. So we're going to send this over to the saw, clip it off. I've just marked it. Now you could leave it square. I mean, don't worry, or you could take something and round it with a little skill saw, whatever you want to do. Some folks put it on like this, see if they like it. We'll show you it's easily to remove, but this is going to get pushed in. That seal, this is actually pushing down on part of that window seal. It's pushing the insulation in, and we'll put it in, and we got this window totally installed. About a 5-minute procedure from start to finish. So we'll send this off to the saw. And the guys now have a 45 cut. That's what we chose to do on this building. The only way we want to put this up here is to get this mark here. So depending on how wide your window is, we know exactly what it is for, it's 2 1/4 for these windows, but it might be something different. So we're ready to set it in. As you can see, we have provided a recess for the screw. Actually, we're going to put a headlock bolt in there. And we also send along some little buttons to put on there. So when it's all done, it's nice and decorative. The buttons don't put on until you're ready to finish your cabin, because you may want to come back and sand this a little bit more and stain it. Then go ahead and put the button on to cover your screw. So Al is going to put the timber lock. We do send 4-inch timber lock screws along with it. That's going to go right down into the sill log. Okay, so that's set. He'll push in and screw down on this side. This window is totally complete. Got a nice sill here. Beautiful thing. This happens to be a bedroom window, 44 inches high. A lot of folks will have a bed or a dresser under the window. When we design the house for you, our lead designer will design these so they meet code. Now, code says in a bedroom we have to have a window called an egress window. Egress means you can get out in the event of a fire or an emergency. This window, the design of it allows us to comply with that code. So if you're doing a bedroom, you got to be sure that you use an egress window, be it a second floor, lower level, or first floor. We've got to have a secondary escape, the door and the window. So you can see these slide nice and close. That we could have double hungs from us. You could get double hungs from your local manufacturer. This is a slider window. The window is totally installed. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've been entertained a little bit. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about the Woody log building system. The reality is anybody can do it. We've given you a little bit of a helping hand through our QR series and our initiative. If you have any further questions, contact us at the information listed.